Okay, so where we left off is we just finished Luna's playthrough of Guild War, which means I need to make a new deck. Because I'm pretty sure I did not, I did not make a Bloodcraft deck. Though I should probably update my stream information. Let's see. Deal 1 damage to your leader. Last words give +1/+1 to an allied follower. Okay, so let's try Wrath. Let's see what we got that works. Wrath is not active for you. Gain the following effect at the end of your turn. Deal 1 damage to your leader and this follower. Otherwise, gain the following effect at the end of your turn. Restore your defense to your leader. If Wrath is active, gain +1/+4, rush and drain. Summon an Implancer. That sounds good. Contemptuous Demon. If Wrath is active for you, gain the ability to fall for 0 points. End of your turn, deal 1 damage to your leader. At the start of your turn, restore 2 defense to your leader. Dark Summons. 3 damage to an enemy follower. If Wrath is active for you, recover 2 play points. Cougar Pelt Warrior. If Wrath is active for you, summon 2 Cougar Pelt Warriors. I mean, it's a 3/2 with Rush. That's almost a removal spell. And then this is our win condition, right? Destroy an enemy follower or an amulet. If Wrath is not active for you, deal 2 damage to your leader, otherwise 4 defense. Deal 1 damage to your leader, deal 2 damage to an enemy follower. Rush. If Fanfare is... Fanfare. If Wrath is active for you, deal 4 damage to an enemy. And restore to 4. Okay. Okay. Now it's clear that, and we can just start filling this with card draw and other useful things. Play point. Clash of Heroes. This is usually a good placeholder card. Draw a card. Traveler's Respite. Maybe we should do that. So we can keep healing. Okay, let's not go down the Deterrent Great Tree route then, because that seems expensive. If we're gonna have to keep making cards for it. Nightmare is a Wrath card. Just some drain in case we need it. Vengeance is not active for you, deal 2 damage to your leader. If Vengeance is active for deal 2 damage to the enemy leader. Okay, maybe we should go that route. We don't have any Vengeance cards. Burst 10. Select 2 enemy followers, deal X damage to the first follower and wind it. Nah, that seems too specific. We're not going to get that to proc. We don't have Avarice. Blood Pact. That's a card draw spell. Give +2 to deal 5 damage to random enemy follower and a random. Both players draw a card. Wicked Pact. Vengeance is not active. Deal X damage for X equals the destroyed follower's attack. That seems risky. Garnet Waltz. Urias' Revelry. 3 damage to the enemy leader. That seems good. Why does everything cost 2? Berserker's Pelt. Harnessed Flame. Goblin Warpack is usually reliable in a pinch. Oh yeah, good luck. He's just a good card. 1 damage to your leader, and X damage to all enemy followers. X equals this follower's attack. Last. Pair Pelt Warrior. Mecha Shot Devil. Tyrant of Mayhem. Has taken damage during your turn at least 7 times. So we gotta. So we'll get rid of Blood Pact and replace it with Prison of Pain, because that does 2 instances of 1 damage instead of 1 instance of 2 damage. Curse Brand Strike. Resolve of the Fallen. Dark General. Deal 2 damage to an enemy follower, then restore 2 defense to your lead defense evolve effect. Vampire Seeker. If any other allied Bloodstained Berserkers are been played dispatched. That's just a good card. Curmudgeon Ogre. Starbright Deity. That actually is a good card in here. X equal to the number of times your leader is damaged during your turn this match. Wow! That could be good. Aloof Archfiend, at the start of your next turn, draw 2 cards. Burning Constriction, 4 damage to all enemy followers. If Vengeance is active for you, deal 4 damage to the enemy leader. Oh, that's right, I have the Colin art for this. Mythic Cleaver. Titanic Showdown. Summon a Flood Behemoth and give it Ward. If Avarice is active for you, evolve this follower. Cradle of Dark Divinity. Pure Shot Angel. Okay, I think we have our cards here. So many spells cost 2. Okay. For those who remember, I hate playing Bloodcraft and I hate playing Wrath because I feel it's very inconsistent. Even if people keep telling me it's meta. Alright, without further ado, back into the void. Purgation. Purgation.
These 8 wills, these disturbers of serenity, miserable.
Blah, blah,
It
blah.
shall be unto the wretched vessel, its will.
I wonder what Yuan's doing. New opponents. Time to get my ass beat.
So, this is the new world. Huh. There seems to be no great difference.
This entire episode is going to be basically the equivalent of that Red Dead Redemption achievement. Fightin' round the world.
But I can sense that there are 5 great warriors.
Well, he just gets straight to the point.
You're not like the vampires I knew. You walk in the sunlight and you laugh.
One becomes accustomed after a millennium or so. Now, what do you want?
Now he just showed up instantly. How you doing, Yuan?
I'm here to shackle you.
Hmm?
Your power and thirst will unbalance this world. Your ideas and mine are incompatible.
Wow, you came to that decision awfully quickly.
Simply put, you're a threat.
Then why did you grant me the power to cross worlds?
I thought you needed that power to triumph, to defeat the Keeper.
I see. You wish me to be docile whenever I am not fighting the Keeper. That is naive of you indeed. There are 3 problems confronting you. The first is that you rely on my power. The second is that you believe you could control me.
And the third?
Last is that you ever appeared before me.
Okay, that last one I don't think we could have done anything about.
Activate.
Enhance.
I have wanted to test your power. This power to command strange sorcery.
So, you see me as someone else to fight?
You would not shrink from battle.
Never.
If you would control me, then first demonstrate your thirst for victory. Entertain me.
This is literally just off to the races.
I will test you.
I'm going to shackle you.
Oh, I forgot that we left this in the deck. Ancient Amplifier.
I will have revenge.
Okay, that's 1. 6 more.
I'll help you battle. But we decided to be together.
That's 2.
Ain't much of a looker, but it'll smash you real good.
Ooh, good luck. That's 3 times. That's 4 times. Getting really close to that wrath achieved.
Gravitational control, initiate.
The faintest cough is a harbinger.
Man, we got all the sentry gates here.
You will soon learn.
Let me hear your ragged side. Infect. Infect.
Shutting down.
I think we have wrath achieved. Oh, we're at 6 out of 7.
The start of a new adventure.
Infection shall rule.
It has to be on my turn, huh?
Whew, I'm spent.
Gain +1/+4 rush drain. Wrath is active for you at the following at the end of your turn. Deal 1 damage. Otherwise, gain at the end of your turn, restore 2 damage to your leader. Okay, we'll go for the efficient play.
Beast found, it's mine. Beast found, it's mine.
Now we just gotta punch face. And stay alive.
Life is so filthy. Coming at you.
Let's defile the battlefield.
What do you know?
I love the chaos.
I'll protect my crew from the likes of you.
Now,
6/6 with ward?
I chose these arms to fight.
That was fun.
I mean, let's just remove it.
I couldn't protect you.
Alright, let's just keep healing, because we can. And like that, we're back at full health.
So tired of just standing around.
Love that voice line. Turn a follower into a fallen angel? What? Okay. I mean, I guess we can evolve it?
I've been desecrated!
You're stronger than I imagined.
Well, that went like
I see. Not bad.
as well as it could have gone. So I think this might not be as painful as a playthrough as I thought it would be. Oh boy.
This is just as I had hoped.
Their power's greater than I'd imagined. It's frightening, vampire. Melt into the shadows and disperse.
Take this.
Simple spells are broken easily enough. Why were all but you destroyed?
Why do you think that was so?
Looking into your eyes, I can guess. You're a storm. A storm that thirsts.
Perhaps you are correct. Now I shall consume you and tear you to shreds.
No, you won't do any more.
What is wrong? This cannot be the end.
It's over. You're a storm, a natural phenomenon. You can't be shackled by anyone.
Foolishness! You cannot evade the battle with such words.
Yeah, you can. Watch him.
I'm doing no such thing. I'm admitting defeat.
Huh? You disappoint me.
Boo. Where's your thirst for victory?
Urias, allow me to say this. You can disrupt the world's balance, but your own destruction will follow.
Then I can simply hope that my destruction is entertaining.
That's one way of putting it.
He was a cunning man. He did not seem injured. I doubt that he was using even half of his power. To think he would admit defeat when he could continue fighting just as easily.
He probably sees no point in winning.
I shall not let him escape again.
In other words, to him, to put it in Urias terms, I guess, if I was going to explain it to you, to him, victory is the same as defeat. So there is no point in winning.
Let us proceed now to the next performance. I can only hope the players are fitting to my power.
Well, time to go kill the guild leaders. Who's first?
Water is plentiful here. Could it be the reason for this land's prosperity? That affluence has made the people soft, so lifeless are their faces.
Didn't I just tell you to stay back? Quit it. Just go. Just get over there, you know.
Such a commotion. How peculiar. Is this creature alive?
Eek! Oh, you're
huge and terrifying and imposing.
Is that some sort of monster? Or perhaps... At any rate, it seems willing to fight. Out of the way. You are interfering with my battle.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Come on, you.
I guess that's one way to deal with the problem.
When compared to the warriors I sensed earlier, this creature is all too weak. But it is, if nothing else, entertaining. I shall take a closer look to see what it is made of.
Fairy Spirit Maiden. City of Dew.
I shall see what this is made of.
Alright. What do you do again? That's the curve. Spring of Green Protection. Afterwards, draw a card. Draw a card if this amulet is returned to your hand, and at the end of your turn, get random Valley Faller. So this one was okay. Oh, the hedgehog again. I hate this hedgehog.
Let's have a sweet time.
Okay, let's get rid of that. You have the points to play it, so we might as well.
Tasty.
What's my wrath count? 2 out of 7? Seven. That's not good.
faintest cough is a harbinger. You will soon learn. Let me hear your ragged infect.
Okay, next turn we play the Cougars, and then we can go make a wide board.
Infect.
Beast found. It's mine. Beast found. It's mine.
Okay, now we start taking up life. Coco Soko Asoko, my dude. What on earth does that mean?
Beast found. It's mine. Beast found. It's mine.
執念が怪物を撃つ。
And I guess I can evolve one, because I have no reason not to.
Witness the power.
Jealous of my pelt.
Let us conclude.
今夜終わらせる。夜を照らす。
Okay. That's pretty cool. That's my first time hearing it. Let's put you out first. Oh, we just have lethal. Screw it.
I understand now. So that is all you are capable of. It appears to be some form of artificial life in which magic has been substituted for a soul. It is highly viscous, and its body seems to be made of water and a sort of syrup. The mages of this world are innovative indeed.
Coco Soko Asoko. I'll find you in the dark. That is an interesting colloquialism.
Whoa! Oh, we were in a real pickle back there, so thanks for helping. Come on, thank him.
Thank you.
Oh.
You're just like Nicola. You're as strong as he is.
Oh? What did you say now?
Oh, now you piqued his interest. Asoko. Oh, it's it. So the S is more enunciated. Okay, that makes more sense.
Huh? Oh, I said that you were strong, like Nicola. I just saw Nicola a little bit ago. He was just spacing out like he always does.
I see. Nicola. He must be one of the warriors that I sensed earlier. Perhaps I should first search for this Nicola.
He's gone.
Yep, Luna and her two dads.
What an eccentric gentleman.
Giants.
I am growing near, and yet I sense something unusual. It is more akin to those magical life forms than to any person. So this is it.
And one's like this guy.
We're on this side of the story now.
It's him.
Huh. Are you this so-called Nicola?
I am.
Magnificent! You brim with readiness for combat. You will show me your strength, will you not?
I don't mean to radiate anything. Luna, run away.
Hmm?
Here, have a
That girl is
sandwich.
Stronger than she appears. Are you sure you need not fight in tandem with her?
You? Can't you see that she's a child?
She is no ordinary child.
Yes, she is indeed.
No, she's only a child. She's tiny, she's delicate, and she cries all the time. Go on, run away.
But...
Remember where we met Marlone? Go and sit there. Ah, have a sandwich too.
Have a sandwich too.
You are entirely serene.
Did you eat it?
When Marlone passes by, get his attention. But don't cry or you'll put Marlone in a tight spot. Go on now.
Don't do it, okay?
Don't do it. Don't do what? I know get kids sometimes.
You are not intimidated in the least.
All right. I know that you're some sort of challenger for sure, but don't go dying or anything, though.
Huh, I would have thought that the fight against the head of the Magus Covenant would have happened before this one, chronologically. But, who am I to look at the timeline?
Do you mean to say that you can kill me? Me? Urias Formond?
No, I'm saying I'll try to avoid killing you. I don't like that sort of thing.
Oh, I see. So you could handle this attack of mine. This man seems to be human, yet somehow different. I do not understand him, but this should still be entertaining.
Yeah.
I enjoy you. I approve of your power. Now show me your thirst for victory.
First, huh? Well, I threw that away long ago.
Yeah, I can't wait till Urias has to go up against somebody that cares about winning more than anything else, but is actually a really weak fighter. To make him bored of victory. What was that? Was that the wind? I think it tickled.
Then now is the time to recover it. May our revelry begin.
Okay. So we almost lost that last match because this whole Wrath strategy is kind of risky because it's like putting myself down to the Vengeance level really rapidly.
Show me your thirst for victory.
Thirst for victory? Nah.
Okay.
Don't make me fight like I mean it.
Alrighty, so we got some removal.
Show me your death.
Hades is only so big.
Okay.
Big souls, they're where it's at.
Okay, we want to draw cards, and we want to draw them quickly. Halfway to that threshold. Start of your turn, perform necromancy. That can't be good. This is... we punch ourselves in the face, and then eventually we just go wide.
Let's have a sweet time.
You will soon learn.
What a banquet. Tasty.
We actually made it live on stream. Just cards I had, more or less. I think we only crafted like 2 cards for it. Getting real close to Wrath.
Show me your death.
It is a rotation Wrath deck, so it's running actually every single card that uses Wrath that's in rotation that I have unlocked. Which is apparently not a lot.
Let's have a sweet time.
Witness the power.
There we go.
What a banquet. Tasty.
I'm full.
And we hit Wrath.
This little dude's really shy.
So the way I built the deck is, the goal is to get to Wrath as quickly as possible and have enough tools to heal me so that I don't get one shot in the process of doing that.
I'm still hungry.
Okay. Let's get rid of you first.
Let's defile the battlefield. I love the chaos.
That hurts.
There we go. I was just told that Wrath is somewhat good right now, so I figured I'd try to make a Wrath deck, because I have tried and failed in the past, but this one seems to function.
I'm beat.
Okay. Okay, so I can play a lot of cards here. So this is my win condition right here.
It's mine. Beast found. It's mine. Caught you. Caught you. Caught you.
I love the
That
chaos.
hurts. Let us conclude.
There we go. Yeah, we're mostly just here to stay afloat.
Show me your death. The void, it beckons me.
Oh, but I've no time to spare for once.
And
I love the chaos.
That hurts. That hurts.
we're back to full health. So the plan is just to
Off the grave.
stay alive. And it seems to be working out well.
Like this?
That hurts. That hurts. That
Lovely
hurts.
evening. Lovely evening,
That hurts.
isn't it?
We'll give it a look. I know that someone sent me some Wrath decks for Unlimited a while ago. I think that was the last time we played.
That hurts.
Lovely evening, isn't
Are we
it?
done yet?
We had basically two
You had no
options.
intention to-
It was either we leaned into Natura to do card draw through the Natura Great Trees, or we leaned into just going heavily into healing, and I went with the latter.
My. What are you supposed to be? Seems like you know Luna.
Would you understand if I were to say I am a vampire?
One of those things that sucks blood and turns into a bat? Guess they're real after all.
Your response was like that of no ordinary human. Who then are you?
Just your run-of-the-mill monster is all.
A monster? Then you must act like one. Rampage!
He seems so disinterested.
If you would call yourself a monster, then surely you have more than this. Surely you are more than this. Show me! Show me every last bit.
And this is where Escamali shows up to break up the fight, right?
I quit that sort of thing.
You are too much like that man. The one who is fearful of me and fearful of himself.
I'm not so sure about all that. I just don't feel like fighting. A lot's happened.
Then I myself shall cut whatever chains are binding you.
The man doesn't want to fight. Leave him alone.
What is wrong? Did you not say as much? That you would kill me, Urias Formand?
No, not even close.
How tedious you are. More! More! Show me your thirst. Or is it death that you wish for?
This is more than I expected. Guess I'll have to use it after all.
Ooh, use what?
Do not restrain yourself. Show me all that you have, or you shall die.
This isn't anything I want to do.
What is this? He grows more formidable. And what is this incomprehensible sound?
Circle as does life. Bite as does the serpent. Ah!
What is this?
This is no good at all. I skipped lunch, and now it's not gonna start up.
What?
That's it?
Stop right there!
Upon the orders of Marlowe Median, I stand before you as the scales of balance.
Escamali.
Huh. What is the meaning of this? My entertainment is about to be spoiled.
Sorry about that. I'm just useless on an empty stomach.
That is enough. Prepare yourself for when we meet again. Nicola, were you harmed?
Nah. It's just been a long time since I've seen that sort of monster.
May we judge the peace to have been restored and return?
Yeah, I'd say it's safe to do so.
Yeah, that's fine. Say hello to Marlone for me. That guy was insane, though. If I were to try bringing him down, I'd have to activate and push as hard as I could go.
Neat. Let's take a look. Is that deck code for rotation, or is that for unlimited? Because these were two decks that somebody showed me. Ah, so it is rotation. Okay. Is that JLGV? Creeping Madness. I forget, am I running her? Oh, I probably should run her. I forgot to. Garnet Waltz. I thought about running this, but I decided not to because we're not really running a lot of card draw. Azazel the Depraved. Of course, you're running 3 copies of Sylvat. Zelgenia. The World. Oh yeah. She's just a good card. If I had more than 1 copy of her, I would probably run it in a lot of decks. Temperance. Yeah, this is interesting. I like what you did with it. And we're running this. I guess you could just call it Budget Wrath. I can definitely imagine that. Proud Flower. There's been a fight in every one of these chapters so far for Urias, which seems par for the course.
What a slovenly man he was. He has potential, however. The feeling of his fists did not lie. I can expect much from the others. Ah, yet another incomprehensible life form.
Oh, are you some sort of traveler?
Didn't I see you get punched skyward by Nicola Adele?
Traveler? One might say that I am a seeker of sorts.
You oughtn't draw too close to that magical life form. That's the Magus Covenant's gatekeeper.
Magus Covenant?
Ah, you mean to say you don't know the guilds that watch over this land? You got the Order of Bladerites, Escamali, Counter Solari, Nicola Adele, and then you got the Magus Covenant right here. Those 5 guilds rule over Isunia.
Thank you for the reminder.
And those 5 guilds are the kings of this land?
Well, more or less. Every guild's full of experts, but none of them are as weird as the Magus Covenant. That thing over there's nice and quiet now, but get on its wrong side and it'll tear the town to pieces.
Will it now?
Uh-oh. I think that sounds like a challenge.
When I arrived in this world, I sensed 5 warriors, and the number of guilds is 5. This can be no coincidence. In that case, this Magus Covenant is next. I must thank you, human. You have allowed me to find my next opponent.
Hey, you! I just told you that thing was dangerous!
Huh.
Huh?
Just one shot.
Whether it can meet my desire remains to be seen.
Whoa! Someone pinch me and wake me up!
A laboratory. This must be a den of mages.
That gatekeeper was my pride and joy!
He just punched it.
Surely you jest. It was most insipid.
Urias Formond, what are you doing here?
Already you know my purpose well. I have come in search of the strong.
So you mean that you'd like to fight with Eleanor Gloria?
It remains to be seen whether this is worthy of being called a fight.
I
hope it may.
I've honestly already forgotten about Eleanor.
I see. Well, that's most unfortunate.
Oh?
A single glance reveals that you, like Isabel, have come from another world. Your flesh is clearly not that of a normal person. Fascinating.
He is a vampire.
If such a thing were possible, I'd like to investigate you more closely. The overwhelming power that was able to topple my gatekeeper, this tremble-inducing might, it is fascinating indeed.
That's the kind of thought that I can get behind.
So this is your first time seeing a vampire?
A vampire. In this world, they only exist in fairy tales. This is growing more and more disappointing. But still, I'm about to knock you into nothingness. You'll be gone without a trace.
That magic.
Huh? What is this? Magic that sets the air aflutter. This is surely the leader of the Magus Covenant, and I shall fight with her next.
Or will you?
You've entered my laboratory without permission. There can be no exceptions to the rules. You shall soon become dust, vampire. Return to the land of fairy tales from which you came.
Unless they don't union burst you.
Why do you hurry so? I have had the good fortune to encounter a new opponent. Let us relish the battle.
Because ideally, you only want the last Carl to come out with the union burst.
You will make for a great quarry.
Because if a Carl deck is actually functioning properly, you'll be at a max HP of 10 when the Carl with Union Burst goes out. You'll go to 5, and then the Union Burst will put you to 0, and then they'll reduce their own max HP by 15, which means, wouldn't that be a draw? Or would your damage happen after each individual ping? I don't know. I think it has to do with effect order, so I'm not entirely sure myself.
I'll display my incomparable worth.
I guess we'll put this on the field. Bait. Yeah.
Really
that's why it sounds good. Let's see, does she hit me in the face or does she trade? Okay, she trades. Yeah, because I like to combo Carl with Lycanthal, the Fool, so that your max HP is just reducing by 1 every turn. And if you get 3 of those on going, it's really annoying for when a Carl hits, because you could just get put down to 0 instantly without ever needing to use Carl's Union Burst. You could just have 0 as your max defense by as early as turn 7 if everything goes perfectly.
Let's have a sweet time.
Okay, how are we doing on the Wrath board? Only one more?
Gaze upon my lustrous runes.
That's not good.
My father's runes strengthen me. I'm still hungry.
You will soon learn.
今夜終わらせる。 夜を照らす。あとは頼むぞ。
There we go. So much ward.
Can you handle this?
Let's get rid of you.
But I've no time to spare for once.
We'll just put that down there.
Witness the power.
And now, the final movement.
That's why we're hoping the new gold neutral that gives max HP 5 and heals 5 on Evo is good. Oh, I haven't heard of that card.
Lovely evening, isn't it?
What's that one card? Because I definitely would love to see it.
Roar in heaven!
Look up to me in fear.
Burn to nothing!
You're joking, surely.
This is my win condition.
It's mine. Beast found. It's mine.
It's snack time.
My strength was too much.
Okay. These are just a good enough card draw, in my opinion.
Really does things for you.
The darkness is mine. Good night.
Let's go wide. Indignatius' card review of all the new cards that are coming up in the mini expansion. Okay.
Roar in heaven!
Oh, but I've no time to spare for once.
My strength was too much.
Let's just start punching face off.
Lovely evening, isn't it?
You're certainly an interesting one.
There we go.
More! More!
If there's anything that Wrath reminds me of, is it reminds me of the Pain Lands from Magic the Gathering.
You've got no manners at all, trying to pick a flower with pure strength.
Oh, this is wonderful, wonderful! I can barely move. It's as if I am being compressed from above. Oh, you must tell me how you manipulate such force.
It's called gravity.
How boorish do you have to be to ask a flower the secret of her beauty?
All right.
Just take it for what it is.
You can actually direct message me if it doesn't let you put it in chat.
Ah, revealing one's techniques would spoil the revelry.
Or you can even just shout it out to me on Twitter. I'll probably respond.
If you already know that, then keep your trap shut.
I'm looking for channels to cover Shadowverse because I'm still relatively new to the community of Shadowverse, so I don't really know who I should be watching and who covers a lot of what's new.
Yes, demonstrate your power.
They say you vampires drink blood, but you'll never reach my neck that way. You'd be lucky to ever push me to the ground.
What I feast upon is my own concern. You need only to fall down before me.
Wait, this is...
I must praise you, human. No, Eleanor Gloria, you are worthy of being my foe. It is rare that I can unleash this much strength. I cannot guarantee your survival, but I doubt that concerns you.
The ground's shaking. Oh, my bookshelves.
Is something wrong, Eleanor Gloria? Has something in the vicinity caught your attention?
No, I just need to think. Hold on.
Huh?
I'm irate at you for having intruded into my laboratory. But I'm also interested in you since you're a new life form. And I'm now weighing that anger and interest against my risk of dirtying this laboratory.
She's a neat freak.
Alright, I've reached a conclusion. I originally became angry at you for entering this laboratory and creating a mess, so to battle and create an even greater mess would make no sense.
What?
What?
Although I said I was interested in you, that interest is nothing that I need to prioritize now. The reason being that I have already found something equally intriguing. Accordingly, I believe that I should attempt to resolve this situation. Allow me to propose something, specifically this. Your home isn't in the land of fairy tales. It's somewhere outside of this laboratory. Goodbye, vampire!
Okay.
It's been a long time since I felt tired. No matter how many hundreds of times I increased the gravity on him, he was able to move like it was nothing. I really blew it there. Putting up a proper fight against that thing could result in the other guilds uncovering a weakness of mine. I'd better set up a magical barrier outside the guild's entrance. I'll teach him what some real anti-personnel reflection magic looks like. Alright, I'm going back to Isabel now. As soon as I clean up this mess, that is.
Okay, I got the direct message. I'm going to open that in another tab, and I will pause and mute that because I will watch it later. I'm getting into the opening stages of opening up a Discord for purposes exactly like this. That's cool.
Huh? Again? How can the people of this world have such strength, and yet not enjoy battle?
Maybe the stronger you are, the less important it seems to battle.
I cannot understand. Huh. Very well, though. If that is the custom of this world, I need only destroy it. And next...
Jor dude? Okay.
You are here as well, I see.
You, Urias Formond.
You are strong enough, but it is as if you have been torn apart. Who did this to you?
Nicola Adele.
Oh, that man! What a remarkable character! His work is evident in your present condition.
Regardless, are you going to fight with me?
Why?
That's just the sort of beast you are, isn't it?
What enjoyment can be found in chasing after injured prey? I have no interest in such plebeian pursuits. But still... You are now able to control your draconic power, but yet you simply stifle it. What point is there in this?
This was the end of Rowan's story, if I remember correctly.
You're telling me to use it?
Of course! What point can there be in unused power?
I know that much. Nothing will come from fear. That's why I...
This is not bad. Unrefined, but there is a sense of hunger. We must fight once your wounds have healed. Your eyes are different from before, Rowan Dragspear. Do I have this world to thank for your change?
That could be. Maybe I changed, or maybe something changed me. I don't know yet.
Yeah. I try to play everything, because I come from Magic the Gathering where I'm a 5-color player, so I like to try to get as many playstyles under my belt as possible.
That is well enough. First the woman who commands magic, and then you. You have each had some amusing encounters.
Woman who commands magic? You mean Isabel? Where is she now?
Imagine the crazy decks I could make if I could mix all of the different crafts into one.
I saw her at the Magus Covenant. She was together with a pleasant young woman. Rowan Dragspear, you must prepare yourself. Your spear play, your draconic power, and above all else, your thirst for victory. I believe that is what they call growth. It is a stranger to me now. After the passage of a millennium and some years, I am complete. I have no need for growth, and there is no room for it. Humans are incomplete, and it is their incompleteness that drives me on. Very well. I shall seek the next opponent.
Who's next on your list? Is it Marlone? Falling apart.
In the previous world, wails and howls sounded wherever I went. But it is peaceful here. It is, to be sure, unsatisfying, but it is acceptable in its own way. From here, one can view the entire town. This reminds me of those days when my life was bound by mortal law. When I would gaze down from that hill.
I enjoy the view from here myself.
Huh?
Marlone and his sneakiness.
How to best put it, it's almost as if one could get one's hands on any part of the town. I don't mean anything strange by that. Are you ignoring me?
Surely you are not attempting to speak to me.
Wow, could you be any more rude?
Well, I mean, there's no one else here.
Is there something you want?
Want? No, you were just gazing forlornly at the scenery, and I wondered what might be wrong.
Is it so unusual to gaze at the scenery?
Nothing at all. It was just a thought.
I love this guy. This guy's cool.
Stop right there!
Upon the orders of Marlowe Median, I stand before you as the scales of balance.
This man, his clothes and his actions, they resemble the people who appeared a while back. Could he be with them? Do you know of the guilds?
Of course! I too belong to one of the guilds.
And?
My name is Marlone Median. I am the Marshal of Escamali. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
So is he one of the powers that you sensed, Urias? Because we've seen, like, no sign of power from him so far.
You are the Marshal?
Yes, the Marshal of Escamali, and none other.
Wow, we got to meet him before we even learned who the Marshal of Escamali was. That's kind of intriguing.
They did say they were there on orders of Marlone Median. This man is as soft as the very town itself. It seems that the 5 warriors I sensed were not simply guild leaders.
Are you in need of assistance? If you wouldn't mind, please allow me to help.
Nicola Adele. Eleanor Gloria. I am searching for others who can equal them.
I see. And just what do you plan to do when you find them?
That does not concern you.
No, I believe it very much concerns me.
Oh, he's doing the Dragon Ball thing where he's hiding his power level.
Depending on your answer, I may have a word or two to say.
I must apologize for my impropriety. I should not have underestimated you. And allow me to state again, Marlone Median, you must battle me.
Oh, yeah, this is getting good.
Though I would prefer to decline your offer, I'm afraid that I may not be able to.
Now this is the matchup that I wanted to see.
This world has already betrayed me twice. I pray that this time my expectations will be met.
We've seen quite a bit of Marlone. I wonder how him and Eris meet. I'm really excited for Eris' story mode.
Now battle me!
I would prefer to decline your offer.
There we go.
Everything is for the sake of balance.
Now let's just put it down. Not really any point not to playing it.
Visible or not, the stars always shine.
Okay, 6 more. He's definitely going to trade with it. White Fang Temple. Holy Winged Dragon. Scary.
Praise be to these mighty wings!
Let's have a sweet time.
These wings are unbroken!
There we go. We're up to 4.
Visible or not, the stars always shine.
My turn now.
On to a glimmering morrow.
I'm still hungry.
Ooh boy. We're gonna have some dragons coming soon.
Beast found. It's mine.
He's just gonna be a removal spell in this instance.
Still, I'll sparkle on.
Only a bit now.
Okay. Saw that coming. Okay.
The faintest cough is a harbinger.
You will soon learn.
Let me hear your ragged sighs. Infect. Infection shall rule.
There we go. We've recovered. Now that we've stabilized every play we make from this point on, it's money, money, money in the bank. Opposing statues.
What is this?
Let's defile the battlefield. I love the chaos.
What is this?
Witness the power.
And now we're just gonna shut him out.
If God chose this path, then...
Okay. He's gonna have a dragon this turn. He's not gonna have anything to do with it. Okay, I forgot that he had rush.
What is this?
Love the chaos.
What is this?
They're just soaking up the damage. Time to get some card draw.
Oh, but I've no time to spare for once. I love the chaos.
What is this?
Another Kudlow.
twinkle for me. Guide me, stars.
I love the chaos!
What is this?
Lovely evening, isn't it?
What is this? What is
Well,
this?
I suppose there's no winning for me.
Marlone Median.
Surely this is not the end.
Dropping bombs.
Ugh, how incredible! This power of yours would be enough to raise the town!
You need not worry. I take no pleasure in tormenting the weak.
Asunia might be large, but there aren't many fierce enough to contend with you.
I have already met two, and a third is standing before me at this very moment.
I didn't think it could be true, but have you already fought with Nicola and Eleanor?
Yes, yes he has.
That I have. But our battles did not reach a proper conclusion. Will you carry this dance through to the very end?
A part of me would certainly like to oblige, but...
Oh?
If you don't object, I would like to ask your name.
Urias Formond.
I surmise, Urias, that you have come here from another world. Is that correct?
It is.
What makes you so sure?
It's that if you were from this world, you would not think of challenging Nicola Adele, Eleanor Gloria, or me, myself.
Think what you like.
You probably don't understand this land, which is why you act so violently.
And what would it mean to understand this land?
He's a karma farmer on Shadowverse Reddit. I didn't think that was something people did.
This place, Asunia, is governed by a council of 5 guilds. The relationship of those 5 guilds is complicated, though, and all sorts of interests are intertwined.
We actually haven't met the Marshal of the Blade Rights, now that I think about it.
One faux pas is enough to set off conflicts. We therefore attempt to strike a delicate balance, and we've been successful for decades.
So who is the 5th power that he thinks? Because we know that it was, what's his name from Counter Solari?
And what of it? That is no reason for me to refrain from battle.
I have quite a bit of karma on Reddit myself. I used to post a lot of stuff in anime out of context. Haven't done that in a while. I've mostly been taking a break from Reddit.
That may be how you see things, but it's a very large reason for me. The balance we have is complicated. What do you think would happen if I were to be injured while battling against you? A hostile guild would jump at that opportunity, and once that happened, the other guilds wouldn't stay still. That is to say, the balance would fall to pieces.
Just like Yuan said.
All will fall to pieces in the end. Am I incorrect?
That may be true in a sense, but we want to ensure peace by maintaining this balance. That's why I can't fight with you. Well, that's ultimately nothing more than my opinion, though. I doubt that Nicola is thinking that far ahead.
Your concerns do not matter to me. Fight, Marlone Median!
That would be unacceptable.
Huh. Interesting. Oh, that's a new CG.
This overwhelming magical force is somehow different from that of Eleanor Gloria. I cannot comprehend. How can you have such might and yet refrain from battle?
Because every time I battle, it shortens my life. And besides, now isn't the time for that, Urias.
That's a lot. That's a lot of votes.
But if you remain in this land, your wishes are sure to come true before long. There might be no guards here, but I pray you find what you seek. Now please, take your leave.
How unexpected. If only for a second you were able to overwhelm me. It seems that I must remember your name.
Haha, I will consider it an honor.
And I shall hope that your words are more than idle talk. Farewell. This world has seemed soft to me. But perhaps there is revelry to be had here after all.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. In Magic the Gathering, a lot of big content creators are usually given a preview card where they get to reveal what it does before it actually goes public. Unless you're a CGB, and then Wizards of the Coast reveals your card before you get a chance to. Huh. Possibilities. Ooh, sounds like my phone's blowing up.
Fascinating. Though the town may appear to be tiresome, there are mighty warriors slumbering within. Nicola Adele, Eleanor Gloria, and Marlone Median. Any of them would make a worthy opponent. I look forward to meeting the remaining two.
Hey, you there! You alright?
Hmm?
You blew the socks off that gatekeeper and waltzed right into Magus, didn't you?
Yes, he did.
It's awful scary, so you had me worried. Hey, you! I just told you that thing was dangerous!
Huh. There was no problem.
Well, how about that, though? It's good to hear. You're a big guy at any rate. With that much muscle on you,
Hey! It's that guy again!
Hey, I love this kid.
Hmm?
Thanks for back then.
Back then? What are you talking about?
He saved us from the magic life forms.
Well, you don't say. You're one tough cookie, that's for sure.
Yup, he sure is. He just went bam, and then pow, and then splush, and then he went away. He's even stronger than Nicola.
What to do?
Urias Formond.
Eris.
It is very unlike you to play around with other people.
Priestess, it has been long since we met.
I've been wondering what you've been doing lately.
My apologies, everyone. This is one of my former acquaintances. Would you mind leaving the two of us alone for a bit?
Oh, is that so? We'll get out of here before we get in your way. Come on, kiddo, let's go.
Oh, but I want to talk to him more.
This kid.
Leave him alone. And whose kid are you, anyway?
She's wandered off on her own again.
I don't know.
You don't know? What is that supposed to mean?
Humans are supposed to be prey for your kind, are they not?
His Wonderland Dream nerfs.
I believe you mean to say food. And if I were to correct you further, I would say that my body does not much long for blood.
Why? Do vampires not drink the blood of humans to live?
There were once such days, but as time goes on, it becomes less necessary. Now a drink once every few decades will suffice. That is why I'm not desperate for blood. I am discerning. I only sink my fangs into the neck of those I have deemed worthy. Your eyes are like those of that man, Ewan. Eyes that attempt to assess me.
I have heard Marlone speak of you. What is it that you wish for?
You need not worry, for I have no intention of consuming that sort.
Why is that?
It would be a waste. Is that not so?
Interesting.
Erica, that was her name, yes? While watching Erica, I came to notice the possibilities of humans, their thirst for victory, and how limitlessly powerful they can become. Simply given enough time, fanless humans can eventually become worthy foes. They are peculiar creatures.
So Erica is on his list. That makes sense. Their stories are kind of intrinsically linked together.
Perhaps it would be hasty to slaughter them before they grow strong. Is this not so?
Which means we'll probably run into Erica by the end of this story mode. Or at least Leah.
To you, this is all nothing more than amusement, isn't it?
Is that unacceptable? Or do your values demand that you pity me?
No, but when you seek blood, not as amusement, but in earnest, I do not know.
You wouldn't know, would you? The battle with Balthazar may have been a battle to the death, but never was I driven by blood. Never did I wish to consume him. If someone were to appear who could waken my bloodlust, I myself do not know what would happen.
Interesting. Yet another battle.
This is quite the commotion.
They just found a body.
Oh, this was like at the end of Arisa's story.
That's the work of Counter Solari. They're getting out of control lately.
We still haven't met the Marshal of the Blade Rights. Only the Under Marshal.
Keep the balance, but I don't know.
What is happening?
Oh, my apologies. I was in a rush.
Oh, you!
Wait!
No. I haven't apologized adequately now, have I? Please, accept my humble apologies.
She seems fairly strong. Shall I test her?
Oh, so she is the strong one from Blade Rights.
I understand that I've made you cross, but if I could somehow beg your pardon.
Your name? Where are you from?
Well, I am Maisha LaForge of the Order of Blade Rights, and
So she is a guild member. She does not seem especially promising, but I shall bide my time with her nonetheless. Maisha LaForge, I challenge you.
Are you sure we can't talk this over?
If fist and blade cross, what need is there for prattle?
Let's put that on a t-shirt.
We really are going to battle, aren't we? You see, I'm not strong at all. I hope you find it within yourself to take it easy on me.
Is she actually strong? I guess we're about to find out. Maisha LaForge.
This is idle play.
Are you sure we can't talk this over?
Okay.
You'll see why I'm under Marshal.
There we go.
夜を照らす。夜を照らす。夜を照らす。
My love is a treacherous red.
Gotta get that wrath counter up.
I never got into princess stuff.
Your sight, my blade. Which is faster?
Now we begin. Here goes everything.
Beast found. It's mine.
I fell behind.
I guess we just gotta start hitting hard.
I must not perish.
There's more to be had.
Just another round table.
Paradise be ours.
I'll take my compensation up front.
How?
Let's just make it big.
Your avarice is my reward.
I must return back to my homeland. You messing with country folk?
Okay, so they're gonna trade.
Ain't no pence on that geek beat me.
It's quitting
I
time.
can't lose here.
Let's defile the... I love the chaos.
We're just not getting the draws.
Lovely day for a fight. You'll never touch Amelia. I can't lose here.
Beast found. It's mine.
I love the chaos.
Lovely day for a fight.
Okay. This is the weirdest fight I think has happened so far. Like, I've done more damage to me than they have.
Live long, Amelia.
That was fun!
Well, aren't you something? Lovely day for a fight. Lovely day for a fight.
Okay. Armor of the Stars. I guess we'll just draw some cards. I guess we just do lethal. Punch.
Well, aren't you something?
Astounding power.
I would argue that that was probably the easiest battle we've done so far in this story mode.
That was the best you could do?
What does Urias have to say about her strength, though?
Why do you not draw your blade?
This is rather embarrassing, but it's less that I don't draw it and more that I can't draw it.
What? How risible.
This blade has been passed down through generation after generation of blade-right marshals. But to draw it from its sheath, a considerable amount of magic is required. Unfortunately, I'm not quite up to the task.
Then where is this marshal of yours?
The marshal is currently recovering, so I, the Order's under-marshal, am temporarily acting as marshal.
I beg your pardon? Is there no one in the Order of Blade Rights more skilled than you?
No, it's not like that at all. Cetus is far stronger than I am.
I see. You are in a hurry, are you not? I shall take my leave. I am sorry to have bothered you.
I think it's weird that he just lets people leave like that.
He might have been as strong as Nicola Adele, perhaps stronger. That was very unexpected. Oh no, I have to hurry.
Okay. Commotion. I don't remember because it's been so long if Urias was involved in Urias' story at all.
Counter Solari are out of control. Even the Blade Rights seem furious about this. What is Escamali even doing? This is just the time when we need them the most.
Leave things to the Order of Blade Rights and it'll all turn out okay. They're reliable people.
I don't know. I feel like I trust Escamali.
This commotion is the unease of the people given shape. This seems to be another face of this soft world. Perhaps this is how I should view it.
Hey, it's you!
Oh my god, this child. This child is everywhere and I love it.
We meet again.
Yeah! What are you doing now? Me? I'm lost!
Who else could ever be so happy about being lost?
Are you acquainted with Cetus of the Order of Blade Rights?
Yeah, I know him. He looks really scary.
Oh, this Cetus must be mighty.
Yeah, but he's always getting pushed around by Eleanor.
What?
I've been looking for you all over. Get yourself home this instant.
Ah! She found me! Anyway, thanks for helping me out!
Oh, the dog's going crazy. Somebody must have knocked on a door.
Enough. Stop right there.
I'm gonna cut my mic until they die down a bit. Okay, but it seems like they're okay.
So
oh
Cetus
boy.
is even weaker than Eleanor. In that case, well, enough. If I trace his path, I am sure to find him.
Oh, he's gonna stumble into someone even stronger though.
Huh. I shall give chase. What sort of opponent shall the next one be?
Okay.
Perhaps he will be worthy of becoming my foe.
Poof. Okay, so that was that. What was the reward? There's just no reward for that. Good fortune. Okay. Let's see.
Such speed! To think that even I cannot strike him. There is no mistaking his identity. However, this is foolishness. If you are too cowardly to battle face to face, and instead choose to ambush, would it not be better to fully run away? You know the body's vulnerabilities, but still, murderers' techniques cannot kill me.
What do you want to gain from attacking guild marshals?
Hmm?
I thirst for victory.
Your goal?
And what do you hope to gain from speaking of this?
If you try to interfere with us, I'll respond without mercy.
There is no need for mercy to begin with. Are you so unable to judge the prowess of the foes you battle against? No, do not misunderstand. I have not the slightest intention of exchanging words with you. Show me your power, whether it is worthy of me or not.
This is probably the final boss battle of our story mode here.
The die is already cast. The day of reckoning is nigh. This is idle play.
Because we have yet to meet the guild marshal of the Blade Rights, so this is the last strong foe that he has yet to challenge.
Perhaps for you it is.
You're an idiot who wants nothing more than idle play.
For me, there could be no greater use of time. The conclusion is before us. I trust you are prepared. Now, may our revelry begin.
Okay.
There could be no greater use of time.
The day of reckoning is nigh.
Alrighty. We're gonna build our board state. First, work our way towards Wrath.
A new glory today.
Accept your fate.
I couldn't quite make out that voice line.
You messing with country folk? Big City's a scary place.
Okay. Annihilation Jutsu. I'm gonna actually hear the voice line this time. That voice line is so quiet, I can't make it out.
Death in the shadows.
Beast found. It's mine.
Like this? Like this? Caught you.
Alrighty. Can't do anything about the ambush, though.
Now Furious.
Oh, Mars, I hate Mars.
It's not enough yet.
Keep up.
Holy Bear Knight.
The faintest cough is a harbinger.
You will soon learn.
Let me hear your rag infect.
There we go.
All burnt out. Mission terminated.
One more damage, and we're good.
Weapon at the ready, youngling.
God, it looks harder.
Okay.
I'll take my compensation up front.
Others will
At
follow.
your service.
Weakness the power.
Your avarice? You're in my way.
Ah!
And I think we've finally hit Wrath.
Nonya and the wonderful Princess Prim.
Execution is an art.
Can you see?
I'd do anything for him.
It's quitting time.
Oh, but I've no time to spare for worms.
Let's have a sweet time.
Don't get too carried away.
From the flames of war, the fame of warriors!
This is as far as...
Why did the fanfare not trigger?
There's no missing when you're this close.
You're joking, surely.
I'm still hungry.
Don't forget this name.
I drew none of my draw spells, and this will be the first time we lose with this deck so far.
Celebrate the beginning of the end.
Is your blade mere decoration?
I was annoyed with how bad our draws were. And I'm pretty sure there was a bug because I didn't get to destroy a follower or amulet when I got to play my 5-drop. So it's like, what the hell happened? I don't know what to say.
There could be no greater use of time.
The day of reckoning is nigh. A new glory today.
Okay. Next turn, Contemptuous Demon. Turn 3,
Messing
Budlock.
with country folk. Big City's a scary place.
Only Bear Knight.
The faintest cough is a harbinger.
Execution is an art.
You will soon learn.
Oh, it is ambush.
Let me hear your ragged
That's what happened last
sighs.
time.
Pathetic.
Insect.
Don't get too carried away.
Your fate's been set.
Keep up.
Okay.
There's no missing when you're this close.
Infection shall rule.
How close are we? 3 out of 7. We're nowhere near.
Beast found. It's mine.
All right already. I surrender.
Witness the power.
Okay.
Now quiet. Now furious.
That's annoying.
The faintest cough is a harbinger.
All burnt out.
Let us conclude.
There we go.
Let me hear your ragged sighs.
Sleep forever.
Your head's held high.
Queen Magnus
Bow
in
it
black.
down.
Your fate's been set. Can you see?
Okay, so they're just gonna spend their entire turn killing this Cudlow. My deck has got a lot of Cudlows in it now.
Shall rule.
I'll take my compensation up front.
Celebrate the beginning of
Yeah.
the end.
Just have Storm. I died the exact same way.
Mere decoration.
No. We stomped into the ground every other deck we went up against, which means we know our deck works. We're not going to just use a pre-built deck. I'm not going to be discouraged by a few games where we get really piss poor draws.
There could be no greater use of time.
Our biggest weakness is a bunch of Storm cards, which he apparently has.
A new glory today.
One. 6 to go.
I must return. Back to I can't lose here. Not like this.
Let's have a sweet time.
Set up to heal if we need to.
Nonya, I'm the wonderful Princess Prim.
Okay. Let's kill you.
Is this the end?
Tasty.
save these 2 cards. We might need them later for healing.
Don't get too carried away. Sleep forever.
Keep up.
My mistake.
There's no missing when you're this close.
I'm still hungry.
I'll take my compensation up front.
All right already. I surrender.
Make you big so you have a higher chance of living.
Your avarice is my reward.
Now quiet. Now furious.
You messing with country folk?
It's not enough yet.
Okay. Now that trades, which is
Ain't
annoying.
No chance on that geek beat me.
It's quitting time.
All burnt out.
Weakness the power. Tear through bone, slice through flesh.
This is as far as you go.
That's annoying.
Not a moment to spare.
We'll save that for a removal spell next turn. Oh, we finally got into the depth of our deck.
At your service.
Where's Cudlow? Okay, next turn we have some things to play.
This strategy will do it. No question.
We won't give him an inch.
Nonya and the wonderful Princess Prim.
Okay.
Is this the end?
Want to go wide.
It's time to retreat.
Okay.
Here's how you use swords in the country.
7-5? Die, please.
I've no time to spare for words.
Big City's a scary place.
Okay. Well, I hope our board state sticks around, because I don't think we're going to make a comeback if he wipes it.
It's not enough yet. It's not enough yet.
Oh, I hate Mars so much.
Lovely evening, isn't it?
Beast found. It's mine. Beast found. It's mine.
All burnt out.
Well, aren't you something?
This was a failure.
Okay.
Death from the shadows.
From the flames of war.
Barbarossa.
The flame of warriors.
You're joking, surely. Oh, but I've no time to spare for once.
Don't forget this name.
My only thing keeping me alive at this point is my life total.
The flames of war. The fame of warriors.
You're joking, surely.
And now we're slowly gonna lose. Because our draws are dead.
I must return back to my homeland.
There's quite a few cards I could draw that instantly win me the game. Draw none of them.
I can't lose here.
And we lose. What shitty luck.
Is your blade mere decoration?
This is very much the final boss. Every so often I take a break from this game because I'll get into these funks where I feel like the literal odds of probability in the law itself is just not allowing me to win. Because we had him on the ropes that entire game and then just had dead draw after dead draw after dead draw.
A new glory today.
And this is the reason I don't like playing Wrath or Bloodcraft, because when you have so many cards that hurt you in your deck, if you don't win, and then you get to the point where you're in top deck mode, there's like a 50% chance that every card you draw just makes you lose faster.
Nonya and the wonderful Princess Prim.
Is this the end?
Like, look how close to dead we are. And we're not even halfway to Wrath.
Pathetic.
They want that to live to next turn, even though they're just going to evolve and trade with it.
My apologies.
Oh. No, he just has a straight up removal spell.
My chest burns with pride.
Your fate's been set.
At your service.
Keep up.
Keep up.
I'll save you all.
And now we're gonna get Wrath.
But it was just a game.
Beast found. It's mine. Beast found. It's mine.
Ah!
Witness the power.
Jealous of my pelt.
And now we have no healing, and we don't have the potential to win anymore. Just having an instant kill spell in his hand every single time.
Someone awaits my return. I can't lose here.
I'll take my compensation up front.
Not like this. Let us conclude.
I'm probably gonna need to keep that in my hand as a removal spell.
Avarice is my reward.
It's like he literally waits till I evolve a creature to just kill it.
Quiet. Now finish.
I must return back to my homeland.
It's not enough yet.
I can't lose here.
Nope. That one, thank you. Oops, I just may have cost myself the game.
You're in my way. Not like this. Tear through bone, slice through flesh.
We did it. We drew all of our win conditions when we needed them most.
You've proven yourself.
And we almost threw the victory away at the end, too. Because I was so irritated that I didn't bother to do math.
You enjoy fettering yourself. You are, as I thought, fast. And your blade is magnificently sharp. My judgment was not faulty, and yet precisely for that reason... The ineptitude you display with your weapon of choice is unignorable.
And he has that other sword on his back, too.
That is your weapon of choice, is it not? Ah, there is no revelry to be found here.
You really want a taste of it, don't you?
Yes. Show me the whole of your might, man of black garments.
No. This isn't the place for me to swing this blade. You're not who it's meant for.
Are you suggesting that I am not worthy?
For more than a decade now, this blade's had its mark. And that's not you. It's for the one who...
Killed his daughter, probably.
Soon, very soon it'll begin. You'd better hope you're not burned to nothing by any of the sparks.
If only I had prevented him from fleeing. Then... but well enough. The more pressing issue is...
What is the more pressing issue
But if
to
you
you?
remain in this land, your wishes are sure to come true before long.
The die is already cast. The day of reckoning is nigh. This is idle play.
I see. That must be the sign of battle. Many powerful warriors walk this land. For one or two battles to occur is only natural. Will this be a mere skirmish, or will it develop into a greater war? Whichever it may be, I should not pass up this chance. Nicola Adele, Eleanor Gloria, Marlone Median, this man, and the fifth, still unseen warrior. This shall be the greatest of wars. May it be one to light the fires of my body.
And that seems to be the end. The winds of war. Well, as much as we did end up regretting it in the end, because we ended up going up against a storm deck, basically, and an ambush deck at that. Ambush and storm, two mechanics that don't deserve to be going well together. I guess next time we pick up with Urias. But until then, I guess we'll end the stream here. It's been a pleasure. I hope things look up in the future, and if you're following on Twitter, keep an eye out. I'm probably going to be opening up my Discord to the public sometime soon, so that people can pester me and bug me with all the stuff that they want to show me, because I'm always eager to learn new things, and it'll keep you more updated than if you follow me on some of the other things, because I will always be giving people in my Discord a heads up when I'm going to be going live. Until then, bye-bye for now.